CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code chicken.
Guys, the Chicken is here. We're back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to cover every single thing that you need. If you've missed out on anything this season in Warships, we're going to get you caught up if you're stuck and you can't collect engines. We just recently pushed into Diamond, and we're going to talk about 5 engines. So we're going to cover everything from there to there. Guys, if you do find these videos help you out, I appreciate if you use the code Chicken in the shop. It does expire every 7 days, so you do have to retype it, but you can always remember that jingle, CHICKEN. No. It doesn't help you have typed in twice. Chicken. I can't even type in my own code. Anyways. Oh, we got heavy choppers in the main base. They're fun. Alright, so here's what we're doing. Now, this was a grind to get to Diamond. It took a lot of attacks, a lot of figuring stuff out, but we were able to get there. So I'm rocking the double shock launchers at the moment. In a couple hours, I'm going to have maxed artillery, and that's going to open up a whole other bunch of options. But let's just kind of cover the tech tree up until this point. So if you guys are struggling to get chests, and that's your main issue so far with the season, go ahead, backtrack, and get bullet. You have to get bullet if you're going to clear chests, if you're going to collect clear engine rooms, sorry, and collect your chests consistently. That's the easiest, simplest way to do it if you guys are further down in the tech tree still. Now, moving along. Up to 4 yards. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and skip Barrage. This is a lot of keys for not a ton of value in getting Barrage right now. We're going to skip Brick. She's okay. Not great. Not worth the keys. You're better off going ahead. So what we've done here is we've gone up. We got our rockets. Rockets are kind of meh. I think if you could probably skip them and come back and get them. They haven't been a huge push point for me because I haven't been able to put the tokens into them yet because I've had to upgrade everything else. Tanks were really good. They're really good at, like, rank, I don't know, 18, 19, 20. But once you start facing double shock launcher bases, once you start facing bases that have all the defenses and have them maxed out, it becomes tricky to use tanks. You can still get them to work, but it's just tricky. So then next what we want to do, guys, we want to get up to 5, and we want to get to bombardiers as quickly as possible. Now, that's a bit of a ways away. So what I want to do first is just talk about how we're hitting right now, this second. So let's go over one of our decent attacks here. This one was solid. So now when we do these hits, I think I actually used tanks in this one, so I'm not going to show this one. I'm going to show the other one. And when we do these hits right now, honestly, the goal is just to clear one engine and get as much destruction percentage as possible. So for every building that you take out, or for every little bit of damage that you get on a building, you're going to do a bit of destruction percentage, right? So it's so hard to clear the base fully right now. Typically what we're trying to do is we're trying to take out one engine, and then we're trying to also get destruction points. So here's what I was doing today, and it was working really, really well. And not a lot of people are using it, so I'm hoping if you guys switch this, it'll still be very helpful. This is still, you know, how I'm going to attack here in just a minute. So now you see I threw those artillery there. That was just to clear mines. So essentially what we're doing is we have 7 boats of heavies, 1 boat of Zookas, we have bullet with taunt, and we're just simply throwing them out just to collect GBE, distract some stuff, clear buildings, and get that destruction percentage. We're actually clearing the engine rooms with critters, which we'll see in a second here whenever I start to throw them. I think whenever the shock launcher is engaged, that's kind of when we want to go with the critters. But you can see we have 2 shock points here. So when you're picking an engine room to throw critters on, there's a couple things. Typically, it's always this engine right here on the bottom next to this flamethrower. And the reason that is because if I throw critters up here on this engine between the 2 rockets, they're going to spread out to every building that's touching the engine room. So they're going to be spread out between the engine room, the 2 rockets, the cannon, and that mortar. And, you know, and then I have to shock stuff over here. I got to shock stuff over here, and I got to shock stuff over here. It's just not really an optimal place to use them. But if I throw the critters down this way, they're going to perfectly all line up on this engine, as we'll see. And then, you know, all the layouts are different, but depending on the layout, it's tough with the shock launchers. But typically, if you can get one shock launcher to target your troops, they will typically switch back and focus on your critters. So that's basically what we want to do. So I'll show you how we throw them in whenever I do get around to throwing them. But yeah, we're just free clearing on the right. Just getting as much destruction bonus as we can. And then we're coming in with the critters right about now. So you see, I actually throw the shock first because you can see where the outline of it is kind of. It would have shocked some of the critters. So you can mix that up a little bit. So there we go. We throw 3 buckets of critters, 3 or 4, whatever it was. And we get 1 shock there. And you see, even with the shock launcher and even with the flamethrowers in targeting them, they're still able to take down the engine pretty easily because there's not a lot of building health at 4 engines. So typically what you can do is 2 shocks and 3 shots at critters. That's kind of the minimum. Now you can do more if you have more GB. I found there's lots of times I needed to use 4 rounds of critters and maybe 2 or 3 rounds of shocks. But you got to play with it and see what works and what doesn't. It depends on the layout, right? If there's a lot of stuff around, you know, you're going to need maybe more shocks or more critters. But that's the idea, is the critters can take down the engine, and then your other troops can free clear and get everything done for you. So let's shout out to General Bickett. I know who that is. So let's do another one of these. Now at 4 ERs, this is going to be the best way to consistently attack these bases. It's also the easiest way. You can do stuff like Smoky Heavy Zuka. That's definitely a thing, but I feel like a lot of people don't have smoke, didn't go that route. It's also a very difficult attack to pull off. I just don't want to say that this is the one and only thing. I believe this is the best way to attack for most people. That's whenever I say something that is the best, that's typically what I mean. So you see right here, we're doing the same exact thing. We're not flaring, so we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should actually go down really quickly. And I actually missed the shock there. Look at that. So I missed the shock. I hit the sky shield stupidly. And so I threw out 4 rounds of critters, 1 shock bomb, and that was enough. That was enough against 2 shock launchers. Actually, this one I might need to use an artillery on. But you can see it's got such low health there. It's not a big deal to throw 1 artillery on it. And then from there, what we do... Now, sometimes what you can do here is... sorry, I made a mistake. When you're using bullet with this, we want to use energy drink. And we use energy drink not passively. We use it to clear an engine. Sometimes... especially if there's no shock launchers on the base, that's basically what determines that. When bullets coming up this right side, as he free clears, you can flare onto this last engine, and you can usually get 1 or 2 energy drinks off, maybe a little bit of other stuff, and yeah, that's what's going to allow you to take 2 engine rooms plus a bunch of destruction points. So that's really going to put you in an optimal position to win. So let's see if we can put this into practice here and win one for you guys live. All right, so this one. Now, I believe we can hit the mortar and the flamethrower all in one go. So we got that, and then we got that launcher up on the top is fine. So we got 2 shocks there, looks like. 2 shocks, okay. And that's all we needed. I just got to make sure that we have energy drink picked out. Perfect. So let's go 1. And then, honestly, it doesn't matter how you throw them out. You just kind of spam them all down. They end up going to pretty well the same spot anyways. Now, you notice I'm not going to flare them. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to let them simply run out like this. Get some destruction. And then right around the time that the shock launcher is engaged, that's when we're going to do our critter thing. What we actually have to do here first is we have to clear these mines. The critters will die to a single mine, so make sure there's no mines in your engine room before you launch them. So that shock launcher looks like it's pretty busy over there. So let's actually go ahead and here we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We got that one down. The shock launcher is going to turn. Let's see what it does. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Okay. Now, even if all the critters die right now, we have enough artillery to take that out. So that's okay. So we can go, I believe 1 right there is going to take it down. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw this. We're going to go energy drink there. Now, I still have some Zukas behind bullet. They're going to go down. But, yeah, you see, if he didn't have the double shocks, what we could have done there was probably rush that last engine. But we ran out of troops, unfortunately. So let's see what this guy's doing over here. So he's going tanks, and this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. He's set up with tanks, and he's not going to be able to get a single engine room. So that is going to give us the victory just because we were able to pick out that 1 single engine with the critters. There it is, guys. So, guys, I hope that helps you out. Like I said, I do appreciate it if you use the code chicken in the shop. if you find these videos helpful. And yeah, so our next push point, like I said, we're gonna get that maxed artillery. I think it's well, not only, I think it's 8 artillery takes down engine room. So we can start doing that instead of doing all the critter stuff, and then just focus the rest of our gunboat energy on trying to get 1 more engine room. So that's the idea, that's the strategy, that's the plan. I hope that helps you guys out. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is gonna wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative, and we'll see you next one, guys. Check it out. Back.